Logan Paul is suing me for CryptoZoo only a year after he thanked me for it. Rather than pay back his victims fully, Logan would rather publicly humiliate himself in court by accusing me of defaming him.
This is no longer just a YouTube drama. This is war. Logan Paul has officially exposed his true intentions behind the lawsuit he filed against Coffeezilla. And now, the entire internet knows he's not doing it for justice. He's doing it for revenge. You see, from the very beginning, it never made much sense. Why would Logan sue someone for defamation over something that actually happened? Why would he drag Coffeezilla into court almost 2 years after the infamous CryptoZoo documentary dropped? Most people assumed it was about protecting his name, maybe even trying to restore some of his lost reputation. But no, Logan wasn't trying to win the public back. He was trying to punish the man who dared to expose him. Let's back up.
He's hired 5 lawyers to sue me, which he hopes will stop me from exposing him again. You see, only hours before this lawsuit was filed, I had reached out to Logan Paul about a new investigation into one of his companies, which has just been accused by the Canadian government of being a multi-layered fraud in Canada. I obviously had questions, but before I was able to get answers, Logan's team of lawyers showed up to silence me.
In 2022, Coffeezilla released a 3-part series tearing apart Logan's CryptoZoo project. It was brutal, it was honest, and it was packed with evidence. That series painted Logan as greedy, careless, and dishonest. Coffeezilla didn't just criticize him. He showed receipts, interviews, leaked messages, broken promises. And instead of owning up to his mistakes, Logan went silent, then defensive, then quiet again. But out of nowhere, in 2024, Logan finally did what he had threatened to do. He filed a lawsuit. In that lawsuit, Logan claimed Coffeezilla had ruined his reputation, that he suffered emotional distress, economic damage, and embarrassment because of the videos. He made himself the victim, again. But that wasn't the real story. Not even close, because behind the scenes, Logan was doing something far more disturbing. While claiming he wanted justice, he was actually trying to dig into Coffeezilla's private sources and communications. He wanted to force Coffeezilla to hand over confidential documents, conversations with people connected to CryptoZoo, interviews, maybe even whistleblower information. Why? Simple.
I'm going to tell you how to support us if you want, because while I didn't think I'd need help, I was wrong. But before we get to my mistake, let's start with Logan's.
Logan wasn't just looking to win in court. He wanted to expose Coffeezilla's process. He wanted to scare him. He wanted to bankrupt him with legal fees. And he wanted to shut him up for good. But here's where things start to go south. For Logan, Coffeezilla didn't back down. His legal team fired back, saying the documents Logan wanted were protected by the First Amendment and journalistic privilege under Texas law. Basically, Coffeezilla had the right to protect his sources and keep his communications private. Meanwhile, get this? Logan was doing the opposite. While trying to dig through Coffeezilla's files, Logan was filing motions to keep his own secrets hidden. He didn't want the court or the public to see his private messages, emails, or communications about CryptoZoo.
This lawsuit is not about Logan Paul getting defamed. Instead, this is about him trying to dodge accountability, victims, and blame anyone but himself for his problems, especially me.
The hypocrisy was insane, but it gets worse. The court eventually reviewed one of the communications Logan was so desperate to uncover. And when the judge saw it, he denied Logan's request and sided with Coffeezilla. Why? Because the third party Logan was trying to expose was none other than Attorney Tom, the same lawyer leading a class action lawsuit against Logan over CryptoZoo. Yes, you heard that right. In trying to destroy Coffeezilla, Logan accidentally connected this defamation lawsuit to the much larger and much more dangerous CryptoZoo class action. He opened a door that he might never be able to close, and Coffeezilla walked right through it. This mistake by Logan could be the thing that brings his entire defense crashing down, because now Coffeezilla's team can tie Logan's behavior across both lawsuits. They can show a pattern, one of deception, retaliation, and manipulation. And the judge has already started seeing it. But here's where things get even darker. The documents filed in court don't just show legal moves, they show intent. One particular line from Logan's team says it all. Zilla will pay, one way or another, just to make his life difficult. That isn't about justice. That's not someone defending their name. That's someone with power using it to silence a critic. Logan Paul, the millionaire influencer, is using the courts to bully someone who embarrassed him. And in doing so, he's revealing his true self. Not the flashy, fun-loving entertainer he wants you to see, but a petty, ruthless businessman who'll go to disturbing lengths to protect his ego. Now, imagine being Coffeezilla. You make videos exposing fraud. You dig through lies, investigate scams, and shine a light on the dark corners of the internet. And now you're being sued. Not because you were wrong, but because you were right. Because you told the truth. That's what's at stake here. If Logan wins, what message does that send? That anyone with money can silence journalists. That speaking out has consequences. That if you expose the wrong person, they won't just come after your video, they'll come after your life. But Coffeezilla isn't backing down. And that's what makes this fight different. Because most people would have folded by now. They'd have taken the videos down, issued an apology, settled out of court. But not Coffeezilla. He's fighting not just for himself, but for every creator who uses YouTube to speak truth to power. For every whistleblower, every commentator, every investigator who risks it all to reveal the truth.
This lawsuit says Logan Paul wants to hold me accountable for my actions. But what actions are those? Holding him accountable? It's ironic because his lawyers claim Logan has learned to believe in the importance of accountability. But accountability for who? Currently, Logan is fighting the victims of CryptoZoo in court, and now he's fighting the journalist who exposed him in the first place.
And Logan? He's unraveling. With every court filing, every leaked document, every hypocritical move, he's losing more and more public support. People are seeing through the act. The veil is lifting. And what's underneath is not pretty. He didn't refund the CryptoZoo investors. He didn't finish the game. He didn't take responsibility. Instead, he's trying to drag a YouTuber through the mud for telling the world what really happened. But the internet isn't buying it. Creators are speaking up. Fans are turning. And even Logan's own followers are beginning to question everything. Because at the end of the day, this isn't just about CryptoZoo anymore. It's about truth. It's about power. And it's about what happens when someone with everything tries to destroy someone with nothing, just to protect their image. So where does this go next? Well, that's the terrifying part. Because this lawsuit is still in motion. More documents will come out, more depositions, more drama, and maybe more secrets exposed. If Coffeezilla wins, it sets a powerful precedent that investigative creators can't be silenced, that truth matters, that no one, not even Logan Paul, is above accountability. But if Logan wins, it sends a chilling message across the internet that facts don't matter, that power always wins, that speaking out can ruin your life. It's a dangerous game Logan's playing, and he might just lose everything in the process, because now it's not just Coffeezilla watching, it's everyone. The fans, the courts, the media, the entire YouTube community. And one thing's for sure, this isn't over. Not by a long shot. In the end, this lawsuit isn't just about Logan Paul and Coffeezilla. It's about truth versus power. Logan tried to silence the man who exposed him, but in doing so, he revealed just how far he's willing to go to protect his ego. From shady legal tactics to desperate attempts to hide the truth, he's only made things worse for himself. Coffeezilla, on the other hand, is standing his ground, not just for himself, but for every creator who dares to hold the powerful accountable. This case could change how influencers are held responsible and how far they'll go to avoid consequences. So, if you believe in truth, transparency, and real accountability, this story matters more than you think. If you enjoyed this breakdown and want to stay updated as this case unfolds, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications. You won't want to miss what's coming next.